For more on the World Cup draw, Lisa Delpy Neirotti joins us from here in Washington. She's a professor of sport management at the George Washington University. Lisa, welcome to the show. First up, how many global heart attacks did FIFA trigger this year? Is the World Cup draw officially a high-intensity sport now?
It is, with 48 teams and all the different rules and regulations that play into this draw. It is a event, that, at least 1 billion people were paying attention to and excited about.
Absolutely. And how are you now, going closer to your wheelhouse, how are you looking at the business of soccer with more teams in the World Cup, an expanded roster there? How are you analyzing this now?
Well, it looks like Philly has a great selection. They have 4 of the top teams, I think, coming through Philly. Today was the big day for me, where the teams were placed in their actual host cities. And so, you're going to, some teams have bigger followings than others that travel well, we call them. Mexico has a great fan base. Australia has a fan base. Brazil, Argentina, Germany. So some fan bases travel more than others, Netherlands, and that's going to benefit the host cities.
Mm-hmm. And how are you looking at cities now, and how do you, do the math around it? Can you give us an insight on how this math kind of looks?
Well, it's also up to each host city to market itself and so they're not just coming in, staying for one match and leaving. I suggest, and in the app, there's a place that cities can put itineraries, sample itineraries of what to see and do in their city between matches, so they stay a little longer. They come early and stay longer. That's the goal for the host cities.
Great. And is this expanded tournament creating a new cohort of international teams, right? Or are they just offering sacrificial lambs to the sport's international powerhouses?
There's over 200 countries that are vying for places to compete in the World Cup. 48 are selected. So these teams still have to be a very high caliber, and that's what everybody needs to understand. Even though we may not know Curacao or Cabo Verde or Haiti, or Uzbekistan, these countries still competed at a high level to make it in. And so we have to give them due credit. And I think Americans have to be educated that just being part of the World Cup and going to matches that maybe countries you don't know about will be an exciting opportunity.
Absolutely. In soccer, you never know who will win despite the odds, right? But I want to ask you from a business and fan experience point of view, which matchups are absolutely delicious and which ones feel like scheduling filler?
Well, obviously the first round is meant to position the top 9 teams of winning. So those are kind of give-me's, right? I mean, in Qatar, we did see a little upset when I think it was Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. So you do have an upset once in a while, but most of those are just kind of give-me's for the Spain and the Germanys of the world, the Brazils. So I think it's not going to be until that second round that you start getting a lot more competition.
As a native of Argentina, I will never forget the Saudi Arabia app upset. Lisa Delpy Neirotti, thank you very much for your time and insights.
Sure.